Welcome to Data Hikes, and continuing our topic of the introduction to SQL, we covered DDL commands or data definition language commands in the previous session, and in this one we will be going over the data manipulation language along with examples in detail. So let's get started. Now, the DML commands or the data manipulation language, they're used to add, remove, or modify rows in a table. Just keep in mind that we created this table, right? We created this table called student, but that table doesn't really contain any data. So this, just remember this little command to just get all information from a table, right? Select star from student should give us all data that is contained in the table student. This is not what is this is not the data in student, right? We don't have a student ID, a name, an actual grade of a student. We just have this structure of the table. Select star from student gives us student ID, name, grade, attendance percentage, but there's no data under it, right? Now we want to insert data into this particular statement or particular table. So let's do that now. Let's insert data. Insert statement basically is used to insert new rows in a table. Insert into table name values, value 1, comma, value 2, comma, you can go up to value n. So how many ever values we want to insert into a table, we can do exactly that. How do we go about doing that? Let's write insert into student values, and it has a parenthesis if you have noticed. So what are the values that we want to insert into the table student? The first one, as you can see here, is the student ID, and it has to be in the order that you have the table structured in. So student ID comes first. Let's say a student ID is just 5 digits, right? Even though it is actually like all numbers, it is a string, and that's why note that we are including it in single quotation marks. Now we have the name. Let's say the first name is Jim. Again, name is a string or character varying. Text data has to be in quotation marks. Remember, I had mentioned this when I explained various data types in the last lecture. Then we have the grade. Let's say Jim is in 7th grade. Okay. And 7, notice that it doesn't have any quotations around it because it's simply an integer. So it's just the number 7. And let's say what is Jim's attendance percentage. Let's say Jim is a really good boy. His attendance percentage is 92.775. Alright. That's the attendance percentage of Jim. Remember that there were commas between various values. We had missed the commas when we did the create table. So now let's not forget it. Let's copy paste this like a bunch of times and just change the values after that, right? Copy pasting the same thing 5 times. We want to add 5 students. Let's just change these numbers a little bit. Second student's name is Pam. 7th grade again, let's just keep that as it is. 2 people can be in the 7th grade. 95.21. Pam has great attendance. What do you guys think Michael's attendance would be? Michael is older, I think. Office fans must be getting this. And Michael's attendance, let's keep it in the 80s. He really likes going to the office. So I guess his attendance is fine too. Dwight. He's in 8th grade, say. And his attendance is also pretty good. His attendance is amazing, in fact, 98.42. And then our last person is, let's say Creed. He is really old. That's extreme, let's say 12. His attendance is terrible though. Right, 67.38%. Let's run this and see what we get. Query returned successfully. Now when we do select star from student, remember I had said that select star from student gives you all the data that is in this table. We had no values in that table before, but now that we have inserted rows in it, there we go. We actually have a really cool actual working table now. We have 5 entries in this table that are denoted over here from this index. There are student IDs, names, grade, and attendance percentage for all these various students that we have here. The next statement is the update statement. It is used to change the values of an existing row of the table. How can we do that? So there are 5 rows in this table now that we mentioned, but when we say update table name, set column name new value when a particular condition is met. Okay, let's see how that would work in our student table. Update student set, I want to change Pam's name to Pan, for example. Maybe it was just misspelled, you never know. So set name equal to Pan, right? That's what we want to do. But where do we want to do it? Which row do we want to do it in? We don't want to change all the names to Pan, right? This is not telling us which row to change. Where name equals Pam. Now SQL knows that update the table student, only where name is Pam, change it to Pan. Let's see what that does. Query returned successfully. It updated 1 row, Postgres is telling us. Now let's do the select star again. There we go. Pam's name is now changed to Pan. Alright, let's see the next one. The delete statement is used to delete specific rows from the table. So we want to just remove some rows from the table, and that's where the delete statement comes into play, right? So delete from student, what does it say? Delete from table name, where condition. Again, where do we want to delete, like which row do we want to delete, right? So let's just say where attendance percentage is less than 70. I mean, let's just imagine that we wanted to look at students, let's say 75. Let's say we wanted to look at students who have, a considerably good attendance record, which is above 75%. So we are just deleting from this table students whose attendance is less than 75, right? Let's run this. So just observe which of these is less than 75 and just remember that, right? Creed is 67.3 and he's the only one with attendance less than 75. Run that. Now say select star from student. There we go. Creed is gone from our data. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. I hope you learned a lot from it. And if there are any questions about DDL or DML commands, please let me know. And like I've said before, please like, share, and subscribe as much as you can. If you enjoyed the video, if you have any recommendations, let me know. And I will be covering the select statement, the group by, the joins in depth in the following lectures. So thank you very much.